In this tutorial, we will see what does three dots mean, or in other words, we can say what is spread operator basically in React.js. So to explain spread operator, let me first make an array. Const name is equal to, here I have to give braces, and inside braces I have to write my name. I'm just taking here two elements of that array, and here I have to write const biodata is equal to, and here I am just giving ID, and here I have to write dot 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 and name again comma. I am just making here as male. Now what is basically happening? This is another array. This is first array of name, and this is another array of biodata. And whenever we write dot 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 and name, it means all the array we are pointing out here. So instead of writing that huge code, if we had a lot of names and we wanted to write it inside that place, we can just write three dots and the name of that array, and this code would assign to that complete array. And now we can see that in biodata we have ID, and after ID we have my full name, which is engineer Samuel, and we have again as male. Basically we have first element, second, third and four element. Inside biodata we have four elements, and inside name we have two elements. So let me show you the output. How would it look like? I'm just writing console dot log. Here I have to write name, as well as I'm also going to write console.log, and inside this log I'm just writing biodata. Just press Ctrl S and move to the output. I'm just moving in inspect and console, and here you can see that that array have two elements and that array have four elements. Let me show you. At the 0 index it is engineer, and at the first index it is Samuel. Its length is 2 basically, and this array is the second array. Let me show you the output. Here you can see this is the output basically. 0 index was 2, 3. So this is length of 4, and ignore it, that prototype. So now you have seen that how can we use spread operator. So this was our first case. And let me write second case as well. Now let's say we have created two arrays. Const I'm just writing game1 is equal to, I'm here writing badminton, football, and the third element is cricket, and I'm just writing here hockey. So here I have to write const game2 is equal to, I'm just writing here, what can I write? This can be any short form game like Candy Crush, and here I am just taking racing car, boxing, and I think these are enough. So I am just taking another array which is named as games, and I am writing equal sign. Here I am just using three dots, and after three dots I am just using game1, and again I have to give here comma, and here I have to write three dots as well, game2, and let me show you the output what is basically inside that game. Console.log. Here I am just showing games. Just press Ctrl S and move to our output. You can see that we have total seven elements of that array. What is basically inside these elements? You can see here the first four are from array of, let me show you, array of this first game, and the second three elements are basically from array of game2. So these are showing here. So this was basically the second case, that how can we use it. So let me show you the third case. What can be any third case? That we can use three dots or a separate operator. Let me minimize that code so that you may come to know everything clearly. Third case, I'm just pointing out to above elements of that array. I'm just writing here as, here I'm just writing where, let's say this is const. Here I'm just writing name 1, name 2, and ignore for the time being remaining things. I'm just writing game1. So what is basically happened? We have here used arrays destructuring. This is also the part of ES6 basically. This is a JavaScript part. So here you can see we have basically here an object of array, and this object is pointing is equal to that game, and we have basically two elements inside that object, and that object is basically going to show the first element to that and second element to that element of array. Now what about three dots here? I am just writing remaining. You can write anything, it's up to you, but it is just showing that first element is pointing to that variable, that element of array, and that second object is pointing to that element, and three dot and remaining are pointing to all that remaining elements of that array. So now we have, whenever we write name1, it is showing to that as well as all the remaining things here. So this was basically our third case. Let me tell you about fourth case, which is extensively used in React.js, and we would also use that case in our next tutorial, which is basically our form tutorial, and this would be our last tutorial about forms. And in our next tutorial we would minimize the code as minimized as possible. So here I'm just writing const name is equal to, and here I'm just going to give curly braces, and here I'm just writing name fname. Here we have to give comma lname, I think it is conflicting with some variable already existing. I'm just writing name double E. Here I am just taking another object. I'm just writing here, this is the first object which is name, and here I am just writing second object const data is equal to curly braces and id, as I'm just writing the name of id as 1, and here I am going to give a comma here. Now I am just writing 3 dots, and let me show you what was I written. Name, again I have given here comma, and here I am just using age 25 and gender as male. We don't need to write at the last. Basically we don't need to write comma at last, so we can write as well, but if we don't write there is no error, so it's up to you. So this was basically our fourth case, and this case would be extensively used in React.js. Being React.js developers, you should have to know it. This is basically our first object that we have seen in our forms as well. So this is our second object, and inside this object we are initializing values as id's value is 1, and this name, basically this is our full name. So I have written here full name as well, and age and gender. So let me show you the output here. Console, basically console.log. Here I have to write data, and I'm just also displaying console.log. Here I am displaying name. Just press Ctrl S and move to our output, and here you can see that we have basically 2 elements in that first array and the remaining elements in that second array. This is showing as first name, last name. All the array of this all this first array is also showing here. You can see age, f name, gender, and id, and l name as well. So this is the fourth case. So we will use it in our next tutorial, which is about our form loss tutorial, and I hope you understood it.